From the center of the galaxy, this is ForceCenter show about Star Wars pop culture and the ultimate adventure, life itself. I'm Ken Hemsworth.
I'm Joseph Scrimshaw, and I'm in a ranking mood.
We are ranking indeed. Jennifer Landa out for this episode. She sends her regards, which in the Game of Thrones world we were in, that would be a threat. But we're here to rank our favorite outfits in a Rogue One and Solo, a Star Wars story. We're doing the standalones today. We've been having fun ranking outfits in the prequels, the original trilogy era, the sequels. Then we kind of took a little detour into armor because we had a conversation about outfit armor. That might come up again today. But Joseph, we're going for the standalones today. Many outfits to choose from.
Yeah, a lot. And man, we're not getting anywhere near away from the armor discussion because a lot of good choices in armor. I had a lot of fun flipping through the Rogue One and Solo guidebooks. Right. I had some characters that were like, yep, they're immediately on my list, but oh no, who might I have forgotten? And it made me really want to rewatch both of these films, Solo in particular. Solo is one of my very favorites.
I agree with that. And yeah, there's we're ranking 10 today, 10-1 here, meaning Joseph and I will both have 5. Let me do math. Yeah, seems right. 5 choices. But do you get too cute? Do you go into someone in the lodge in the background? Do you go here or do you go main characters? That's part of the fun. On this newer version of Star Wars Ranked, we've been doing a couple weeks here. Like I said, Joseph and I will rank 10-1, but it's a little bit of a negotiation. It's a little bit of a game, but everyone wins here as well. So any big thoughts on the outfits before we get going?
Well, I made a really fast list this morning because I really like this new format and the way we're doing it because I used to spend an obscene amount of time massaging the list. I wrote down 14 ideas. Some of them are definitely I will fight for that. Yeah. I will be mildly wounded on that hill. I won't die. Mildly wounded on that hill. And others are like, oh, that's cheeky.
You cheeky little
big picture for both of these. I think the Rogue One, I think, told its story really well in that it's so many great new designs. We've said it a million times that Rogue One is ships, troopers, characters, just like a triumph in design. And it had that great challenge of it's got to fit into this era. And almost everyone is muddy, beleaguered, at the end of their rope. And Solo's got this great contrast too, because it's got to fit into what is known about smuggler vibes, smuggler looks, criminal looks. But Solo's got this great contrast because Solo, the film, to me, is about everything from scrum rat to the wealthiest wealth you can wealth. And that's in the design where there's a contrast from the earth tones, the beleaguered and the dirty to the really fancy. So Solo's got this really fun extremes in design in outfits, I think.
Yeah, and there's some high style in Solo. We're gonna get to some glitz. We're gonna get to some glamour here, I'm sure. We're gonna go down to the mud, and then looking through Rogue One. Apologies for noise pollution and real pollution going on around me today. I apologize. Rogue One, like I said, it's about the fight. It is about the dirt. It is about the grime. But it's also about great uniforms. So we're gonna have some of that as well here today. All right, we're going to begin. Let me get my typing fingers ready. As we're going to work 10-1, and sir, you're going to start us off with your number 10.
And if you need to go pay those bikers the money you owe them,
I have communicated to my wonderful landscapers that currently what they're using is not legal in Burbank, but it did not take purchase. So if you hear sirens, I might have to go.
I'm sure there is a house in Game of Thrones where their family house slogan is "The Leafs must be blown, no matter what.
Wish
the
it wasn't
Leafs
mine.
Must be blown."
Right.
Okay, I'm starting.
You are.
Starting is hard because you lock yourself in, and like I always have the instinct of start with something that must be included. Yeah. And it also means that you're at risk of putting something too low on the list.
Yes.
All right. All right,
Okay,
I
wait.
will.
Hold on. We There's been a lot going on in SoCal. I want to. No, I'm going to start because
Okay,
I want you to have the number one pick. I just did
got it.
the NFL draft board of what our choices would be. I'm going to start, and
Okay.
everything you just said is also in my heart as well. It is hard to start here. Apologize for that, and apologize to all you out there listening. Frazzled is a fair way to describe a lot of us here in SoCal over the last week or so.
Hmm.
We are going to begin. All right, so my number 10. We're going to go with my number 10. And I'm right there with you on, do you go big? Do you guarantee that something you want on the list is there? Or do you get too cute with it and get a little silly answer? But I'm going to start with one that I immediately went to. It is a character that does not appear for a long length of time. Unfortunately, I think there's a lot to the character, and that is Lyra Urso, Jin's
Ooh.
mom. Love the design. It is Jedi-like only in the sense that they've become farmers, and that's kind of the center of the Jedi robes that we know, and the whole prequel discussion of they're dressed like that. I've always enjoyed that. I enjoyed the idea behind it in terms of the Jedi, but to see it here with Lyra, who is someone who is force aware, I think it's the description, not necessarily force sensitive, though that was 2016 Star Wars. You could have explored that more if Rogue One came out later, or if there's additional Lyra storytelling. Regardless of it, it is reminiscent of the Jedi to me. But what that just means is a sense of calm, a sense of love, support, empathy, protection, and action. And Lyra takes fatal action, unfortunately, but she takes action and she takes a stand and she leaves an impression on her daughter that I think factors into some of her decisions as well. It is definitely a story of father and daughter, and there's that the trope of the mother packing up and leaving the story too soon, against her will in this case. So that aside, I just love the design, and it pops. And I don't know if I can't remember because I don't collect action figures as much anymore. If there's a Lyra 3 3/4 figure or a Black Series, but the design, just that the red on it, the darker brown, the contrasting with the lighter, it pops. The outfit pops. Lyra,
Yeah,
Lyra. So.
there isn't a 3 3/4. There might be a Black Series because I am not is attuned. This is great because she was on my list, so I get to take one off.
Love it, love it.
Some of my burden and lesson, and I really agree with you. I think there's been the jokes and the criticism over the years about Obi-Wan was dressed like that in A New Hope, so then the prequels came out and they're all dressed like farmers. And I get that joke, I get that criticism. It was a theory that lots of fans had, myself included, and now it's kind of become part of canon. That no, the Jedi's robes might be, they might have some amount of prestige to them,
Yeah.
or decoration, but the idea is we are wearing the plain robes of the people. So I love that connection to the farmers, and I love Lyra's connection to the Force. It's explicit in the Catalyst novel that she's you know she's a Kyber
Yeah.
crystal hunter. She can feel the vibrations, that she's no Jedi kind of thing. But I think you get a little of that vibe from the film. She is the one who gives the Kyber crystal necklace to Jin, and it gives that sort of a balance of like the Kyber crystals that are being used in the Death Star is an unnatural torture of this sort of
Yeah.
pure thing. So I think Lyra carries a lot that is Jedi like, and hey, practically she's a Lemuon farmer, and them are practical farmer robes. I was flipping through the Rogue One book, and I like that her sash is called the Red Sash of the Enlightened. Don't know any more about that, but that's real cool.
If only we could hand those out nowadays.
Yeah.
So there you go. Lyra
Yeah,
Urso.
Yeah, it's a great look. Great look. All right.
Coming in number 10. So we're up to your first one, but our number 9 overall choice.
Should maybe be higher, but I'm just gonna make sure it's on the list. And it might throw a wrench into everything. We'll see. But I'm going with Lando Calrissian, but in particular, the Numidian Prime outfit at
Yes.
the end of the film.
Yes.
That is I love his bold yellow shirt. I love the way it gets picked up and run with in the Rise of Skywalker. But that outfit at the end, the audacity in a galaxy this dirty to be wearing that much white, including a cape,
Yeah.
and then the audacity of the design to go. You know what we haven't explored a ton in Star Wars? Printed fabric with patterns.
Mm.
You know who could pull it off? Lando Calrissian. It's not like Luke's got like his, farmer robe, and underneath that he's got like, a t-shirt with his favorite brand
Hmm.
of power converters, or a little picture of his T-16 Skyhopper, right? It's not a real branded galaxy
Yeah.
that they live in. So to have Lando have that printed shirt, and I know there's a connection to what that ship is and its design history that I'm not remembering right now, uh, but the look of it is so audacious,
Mm.
and it really fits with the Lando we meet in Solo, who's even more audacious, who's even more
Mm.
cocky and full of
Hmm.
himself, and sort of establishing his power and his status by looking the most dashing.
Mm.
I think Billy D. Williams infused the character with that vibe, and they ran with it in the movie and with the younger Lando, and this outfit really tells that story.
I'm glad you chose this because it was on my list and might have been next for me. And I wrote it down as Island Resort Lando, only because I could not immediately remember Numidian Prime. I love the yellow, the main Lando outfit, if you will, the main
Hmm.
figure, action figure Lando version, the yellow, which also, of course, factors back in Rise of Skywalker. I loved it. I do, but also I have to admit, maybe for the first time ever, that I immediately both versions, the Lando at the end and the Numidian Prime Lando, and then the Lando we spent the most time with. I had a little bit of to it, right?
Hmm.
Only because Lando to this point had been I don't know pretty muted. Cloud City, he's bold and blue, but then
Hmm.
he's in disguise. Lando, surprise, surprise, it's Lando in disguise. Then he's flying the Falcon. He also at one point was in Han's outfits. We know that. But it's my image of Lando is the mature rebel pilot general Lando, and like
Hmm.
the Browns, some taupes, some periwinkle maybe. So to come back this side, I had a I'll draw the connection to even the scooters of Book of Boba Fett. And not just the
Mm.
scooters, but Robert Rodriguez saying before the series comes out, oh, we did something with Star Wars colors that I think people might react to. Like he knew that was coming. And in the end, we come down here at ForceCenter in general on the side of the scooters, having great purpose, and also this theme, the theme behind the colors. And it kind of works for Lando too. Of yeah, you're right. This is a dark and gritty, muddy galaxy, and look at me, and it is Lando, and I'm so glad they went with it. But I love to end my rant. I love specifically the Numidian Prime because it is so unique, even for Lando to that point in Star Wars, and I
Hmm.
love it. It's big popping. It's an outfit that just pops. We're gonna say
Yeah.
pop a lot today, and it works.
Pop, pop. And also, we can talk about outfits in terms of what they reflect of the character, and do I want an action figure of them? And I do need to pick this one up.
Hmm.
Uh, but it's also, I think, such a well designed outfit for the scene, because
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
Lando who is like, he thinks he's smarter and a better swindler than Han,
Hmm.
and for him to be dressed in such a cocky way, I think helps accentuate his shock at Han besting him at the cheating game.
Yeah, the cheating game. Yes, yes. And I know you can. Can you get the outfits officially? Can you buy the Lando shirts? I know people have made them for
Uh,
cosplay,
uh,
but
Alex Damon has been seen many a time in a new
that's
Median Prime
right.
shirt, so yes, they are
That's right.
available
Okay.
somewhere somehow.
Okay. That's a great choice.
Hmm.
Love it there. But damn it, that means we're up to my number 8, huh? Man. Okay, I did this to myself, didn't I? Didn't I? I did this to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's some uniforms I like. There's
Mm-hmm.
some outfits of import, and there's just some favorite characters that I want to represent. But this might fall in the category of muted. But there was an
Mm.
excitement. Oh, did I say no, well? Not muted. Apologize. Of uniform, but not muted. That's
Mm.
my point. That's where I was going. My brain got scrambled. It is a uniform, but often some of the uniforms on the rebel side are a little muted, a little greens, a little
Mm.
grays.
Ooh.
I will say, hey, X-wings, boom, bright red, reddish orange. But that's why I'm putting my number 8 choice as General Merrick, Blue Squadron.
Ooh.
And there is, there's going back to Star Wars novelization, it was supposed to be blue, right? It was blue 5, not
Mm-hmm.
red 5. Then it becomes red for the movie, which I think was the right decision at the time. But to have Rogue One, and maybe it had been played with before and other things, got it. But to have Rogue One just be like, hey, there was a blue squadron, and it was these cats, and this guy with this classic Star Wars mustache is running around in a blue flight suit. It was so fun. It was just silly fun for me. It was a callback without being a giant Easter egg that smashes on top of your head. And it's a great character, and there's so many fist pumping moments with the Blue Squadron showing up on Scarif. And therefore, I'm a big General Merrick fan just on that alone. And fortunately, rest in peace, General Merrick. But so I'm going with that only because it was a new addition to the Rebel Alliance uniform portfolio, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But it felt like it had always been there. I'm going. It might be a little bit of a. I don't know what kind of choice it is, Joseph, but I'm standing by Blue Squadron's own General Merrick and the Blue
I
Squadron
think
overall.
I think it's a good choice, is what it is.
Okay.
Flipping through here and trying to find him, they put him in a weird place. Anyway, but I did find the rest of the Blue Squadron. Yeah, no, I'm with you. He's not only General Merrick himself. I mean, that mustache. He's got a little bit of he's a little bit of a redhead, right, General Merrick?
Yeah, I'd say yeah, a little strawberry
Yeah,
reddish. Yeah.
strawberry red, great contrast to the blue. Blue is at the end of the day my favorite color, so it was really great to see that classic flight suit. I know we had got some different colors in Return of the Jedi and all that, but that just like that great, still muted but still bright blue. uh there was a lot of, Draven makes me mad to this day, and I know there's some Draven people who are like, well, you made the right choice. It was a hard choice, but you made the right one. We can agree to disagree. Draven made me so mad, and Radis, you're on his side, and Mothma and Bale, but like Merrick just seemed like that stand-up guy who got it done,
Yeah.
and in the bold blue costume.
Yeah. With a Errol Flynn mustachy kind of
Mm-hmm.
serial adventure look. So
Yep.
there you go. I don't know. I just was doubting myself a little bit because I don't know. It's an X-wing flight suit, but it's blue.
Yeah.
It's blue. I like it.
Yep.
All right.
Oh man.
Number 7 for you.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna. Oof. This might be. I think we're just gonna make a weird list because
We're in a mood.
I'm putting some people in early for safety, which means some of the highest ones might be weird. I think we just need to cross this bridge. I think we need to make a difficult choice, and who better to help us make a difficult choice, and perhaps even the wrong one? Saw Gerrera.
Ooh.
He's got to be on the list, so I'm just putting him on now.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. So this could open the floodgates to armor and outfit, but hey, I think that's an outfit. I think that's a statement. I think some of it is a medically necessary statement. But we've talked a lot about the character. Got to meet him in the Clone Wars. Very surprising early sort of, oh, it's all connected when the news drops that this relatively minor character from one arc of the Clone Wars is gonna be one of the principal characters, played by a very famous actor in Rogue One. But as the story develops, then you so realize what he is, which is this like sign of what endless conflict, even conflict fought for the right reason. What does endless conflict do to your psyche, to your body? The Vader comparison with the breather, all that is accomplished by the outfit. but it is also just damn cool. He's like,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
this it it's a totally different kind of armor than Vader, so it's not like totally on the nose. It
Yeah.
is in between. Like, oh, that's so cool. He's ready for battle, but is he? Because he because it looks like he just welded a foot.
Yeah. Give me that.
And that's a part of him too. Like that it's both like it's like a tank and
Yeah.
like a an iron lung that he's walking around in. And, you get that analogy with Vader, but Vader's still quite menacing. And Saw Gerrera's menacing in presence, but not in speed. And so much of that goes to the design of that outfit.
Look, yeah, not going to reignite any debates. I agree that both Vader's armor is armor, and it's also an outfit and a look, even if it's not entirely his choice. I don't know how much he had, how much agency he had in that outfit. I think Palpatine was like, I've got an idea. We're going to run with this here.
I don't think they asked him when it was screaming and burning. I don't
Yeah.
think there's a cut scene where like, which of these ancient Sith designs do you like? What?
Yeah, I'd like to
Huh?
flip around here. It's
Can you flip through the portfolio? Oh no, you only have the mechanical
yeah,
arm
like
to flip through this portfolio, Anakin.
brings out like a Sith character that's like Martin Short in Princess Bride or Father of the Bride, like choosing a cock. What cock do you want, Mister Boggs? So I agree with the Vader thing, but I, in my heart, despite medical needs, believe that at some point along the way, Saw Gerrera was like, "This is my look. This is my look," and that's kind of the thought behind calling them outfits. It's like the fashion sense. This is your look.
Mm-hmm.
And I think every day, even if he had other options, or even if someone was like, maybe it'd be easier if you didn't have a bunch of armor on you and a cape. Why do you need some sort of cape or cowl? Like, what's
Mm-hmm.
going on here? And he's like, no, this is what I need. It goes back to where he came from, and he's a warrior to the bitter end, good or bad. So yes, and just a character I absolutely love, which is always weird to say because I think there's valuable lessons to learn from his mistakes in that character, which is one of the reasons I love it. But part of the reason I love it is he's just a Star Warsy look. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite generous to love him this much when he contributed greatly to the demise of my favorite character, Tech.
Love that.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, right? That's what's an outfit about it is, how much was it medically necessary? How much and when did he just start armoring up? But it's an outfit. Outfits say things, right? And this one says, "It's a war." Don't forget, it's a war.
Love it. Great choice at number 7. We're up to number 6. All right. Here. Oh man. So that's got to be there. 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 But I want.
Oh,
There's a chance this character comes up again. It's this is our current version of Padme in these two movies that we have to rank. I'm going with a Kira look
ooh,
at my number 6 choice, but I'm going with White Worm Kira, younger Kira.
really?
Again. Could she show back up on either of our lists? Yes. Just like Padme, you could have just ranked Padme looks. Maybe a little less for Kira, but I love it. I guess I go to the figures a lot. It's a great figure. The hair, maybe some people give or take it. It is a younger look. It does remind me of a little flashback of like when the sitcom goes back to what we all look like in high school, and it's some kind of different hairstyle of the time. I don't know. It is a youthful outfit. It is an outfit that this character who is wise, unfortunately beyond her years, has been living this tough life. And it has a little bit of, even though it's all her looks are well before A New Hope, I could see her hanging out with Cammy and Fixer and anyone at Anchorhead. It's got some Star Wars youth to it, and it's got the bright red popping as well. Again, like I said, popping. We're popping a lot today, and maybe it's a wild card picker, but I'm going with White Worm Kira.
Kira is not a wild card pick, but this outfit is a little bit of a wild card pick. I think there's something about it. I really like the red jacket. I really like the backstory in the Most Wanted book that this was some nicer clothes that she got a hold of. And so
Yes.
she keeps them really well washed, and she wants nicer things, and she
Mm-hmm.
wants to get to a
Mm-hmm.
better place, and wants to say something with her outfit of like, I am not defined by these sewers we live in. So I
Yep.
love that. It is to me, and I don't have a problem with it, but I'm curious about your take. It is to me one of the most that's pretty close to Earth looks in Star Wars, especially for a major character.
Is it?
Um,
Yeah. Okay. Is it the
I think
hair?
it's not the hair. Yeah, I no, the hair is fine. I got no problem with the hair. It's the fact that so the jacket does have some like Star Warsy details, but with the fur part turned out, which I like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it looks like a little bit of a kind of 80s jean jacket
Yeah.
denim
Yes.
skirt. Like I feel like I ran into Kira at a Brookdale Mall in 1987 in Minneapolis. Well, it's technically Brooklyn Center. Anyway, but there's a little bit of that to it, which I think it's on purpose because I
Yeah.
think it is. Star Wars is inspired by the real world, and then there's the like, how much do you Star Warsify it? And for
Yes.
me, this is inspired by this is the older person there, but still a young woman who is taking her first steps into adulthood and trying to show everyone she's an adult. And I don't mean anything about it being revealing, but more just
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
I'm dressing with fashion. I'm
Yeah.
dressing with choice. But that choice is a little bit of an 80s mall rat to me.
Look, yeah. Like gag me with a spoon for sure. I know this pick. I'm curious when we check back in with Jen. She might either yell at me or agree with me on this look. I don't know. I'm curious what Molly Damon will say in the comments. I might have made a mistake, but we're
I
not.
don't think
We're
so.
not done. We're not done with the list. But one, you actually kind of highlighted one thing that maybe I think even subconsciously draws me to the outfit now is what was explained in the Most Wanted book. I love the Most Wanted book. Has one of my favorite moments from Kira's point of view, looking at Han and seeing him and really kind of digging into that. And I just think it's a good look into the character. But yeah, the outfit, the outfit meant something. It meant something. And it was and about kind of where she ends up going, both in good and bad ways of the pursuit of power and station and everything and the meaning for it. And she's such a survivor. And the Solo is a film about survivors. Kira's a
Hmm.
survivor, Han. And this is a outfit. I hadn't thought of it in real world terms, but yes, it is. That's why it is almost a doo-doo-doo flashback kind of what we were like as kids, and it works for me at that level. So, anyways, I think
Yeah.
Joseph, I know why I'm not stopping my talking here. I just feel as though I'm getting out ahead of any comments, but you guys can hammer me if you want.
Yeah,
I stand by it.
these are our lists, and other people have been very kindly posting their own lists. It's
Yeah,
very, very good.
yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
we reached the top
Okay.
5. What do you got?
It was maybe going to be higher up, but since
Mm-hmm.
we're on the topic, I'm just doing it. My number 5 is also Kira. Uh because that was my like maybe I'll even fight for her to be closer to number 1, but she's got to be in this list,
Mm-hmm.
and it is what I'm calling her mission outfit. Once not this outfit and not the black party dress,
The femme fatale. I call that one the femme fatale, Kira.
the
Yes.
femme fatale, but it stretches in so many different ways. It's the tan jacket,
Mm-hmm.
the flared pants, the low slung blaster belt with optional pretend to be an entrepreneur cape.
Yes.
It's all one outfit. So I mean, the cape
Mm-hmm.
by itself
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is like, wow, talk about outlines, profile, so sharp. Those shoulders, the
Mm-hmm.
the the
Mm-hmm.
red and the black with that sharp triangle uh, energy to it, which is just like, she's got a triangle in her white worm outfit too, in
Yeah.
the shape of her red shirt. So there's always something kind of no doubt about it. She's sharp,
Yeah.
literally going on, but that even without the super awesome cape cloak, the
Mm-hmm.
tan jacket has got that great hang to it, that sort of almost motorcycle jacket hang that kind of
Yeah.
floats above the waist. That's got a little bit of like a little bit of anger and activity,
Mm.
agency to it. Um, the big flared pants,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
have that like sort of freedom of movement, combined with a low slung blaster belt, the whole thing is like I am an old west cowgirl, uh, and I'm a business executive
Yeah. Yeah.
somehow, and a fashion model.
Yeah.
It's so many things, and it's all the aspects of what this character can be. It's business, it's no nonsense, but it's, roomy, ready for movement.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite outfits
Yeah.
in Star Wars. It says so much about the character, and it's so different.
I think it's a great choice. And if this had, I'll say, if this had ended up number one, I think that would have been fair. There's great I hadn't thought about the versatility. It is truly one outfit that comes apart in pieces there. But the picture I brought up to look at is her tossing the grenades.
Oh my God.
And everything, and that's one of my favorite little moments in the film when she's kind of gives that clap, like, "Come on, let's go! What are you all doing here?" Love that. The Western kind of vibe meets business works for me. Also, just this isn't just a 1970s bell bottom joke, but also there's a little bit of like, again, pre New Hope, designed in the 70s of our Earth. This is kind of fits into that as well.
Yep.
And
Eric's growing that mustache somewhere in the galaxy.
Yes. And I love it. I love the versatility of it. It is definitely of action. I said, now I got to rewatch this film. But and great, and it was used a lot in the marketing. Right, some great shots in the marketing. So they knew what they had with that outfit. Well, that's a great number 5, sir.
Yeah.
Kira coming in 6 and 5, high on the draft board. White worm Kira, what we're calling Mission Kira. I don't want to type out the entire long title she gave herself, which was hilarious.
Yes, all right. Which I used to have memorized for trivia purposes.
And people,
not no more.
Yeah, and look, people might be saying, "Why did you guys? You could have just done Rogue One. You could have done Solo." Look, maybe, but I like putting pressure on ourselves. I think part of the fun of doing the show for me is the. I am. Oh, here we go again. I got a tougher choice. I'm going to Rogue One. I'm going to Rogue One, and we could go anyway with that. But I am going to go. My number 4 choice is Sherrit Imwe.
Ooh.
This to me is what I keep going to. Keep talking about the pop, and it might just be the pop of red. Apparently, I like a lot of red and things. That's what we'll go with. Usually, I like pink, but now it's red. This is not unlike some of the Lyra conversation of someone who is, force sensitive adjacent, if you will. Someone who has both the desire to defend and protect and have action in their life, fighting for the right side, but also when you see it, you just immediately think of someone who is calm and wise and understanding and is not there just to simply be a warrior. It's a perfect mix, and you got Donnie Yen in Star Wars bringing life to this character, and it just it worked for me on every level. Again, in terms of the big action figure standard, it's a winner. I think the Rogue One costume design should be celebrated like we are here. So I have nothing else to say other than Joseph, like, I think I'd wear this outfit. Can we get a robe version, like a bathrobe version of this? It looks comfortable. It looks like you're ready to fight. Looks like you're ready to defend and sacrifice yourself for the greater good.
Yeah. And talk about an outfit that absolutely fits into Star Wars, but it's really pretty different. It is not a Jedi robe. It is not a farmer robe, but it evokes Jedi robe with that flow of the longer, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of just, he's got a coat that's got that black swath and that red swath. It's almost like a weird trench coat, but it's at the side, flaring out. And I love the dark blue of it in contrast with the red. The flowiness matches with his amazing martial arts performance. But I think what really puts it over the top to me is his off-center belt sash combo.
Yes.
In the fact that you got that great energy of the white diagonal across his chest, But then that could have just come across to a belt that was straight around his waist. But that belt is also at
Mm.
this great, interesting angle.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that evokes what somebody like Chirrut believes in,
Mm.
which is something non-rigid, the
Yeah.
organic, the flow of the force. You look at this character, and he is, disciplined, um, aware, in so many ways. But his outfit has all these lines that surprise you, that make you want to look at things in different ways, which I think is what the character does in the film. From his first line is like, I sense something that maybe you don't sense. I know
Mm-hmm.
something. I'm confident of something that maybe you don't know. Maybe you think this, but let me put it to you a different way and have you think about it in a different way. And having an outfit that's at all these surprising angles while also being really traditional evokes the way he interacts with characters.
Well said indeed. Great breakdown of the thought behind it, and yeah, a character that you know senses things that no one else can see. Literally struggles, no eyesight of his own, but does not stop him because he's clued into so
Mhm.
many other things. Love what you're saying there, and yeah, I think I know what I'm watching over lunch today. This movie. Well said indeed. But that is my number four. We are getting towards the end here.
Yeah,
Your number three. You have two
terrible.
more. You have two more.
Terrible, just terrible. Cheered Emily was one of my picks, so thank you.
You're welcome.
There's another pick that I feel must be on the list, but we're playing land speeder, land speeder chicken. I think you're probably gonna. We'll see. We'll see. Um, then also just we recently did our armor episode, and I put Emphas Nest on the list. Emphas would be on this list for me big time, but we just talked about her
Yep.
with the armor list, so that's why I'm not going with Emphas.
Same. Same. I'll just disclose that now. No emphasis on my list because we ranked her very high in the armor.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is so hard. This is so hard. I only have one left, and do I am, do I surprise people, or do I go with something that people are expecting? This is so hard. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go wild. Why not? Why not? Just spend a bunch of time talking about Chirrut saying the unexpected. Here we go for number 3, Arodia Ventifoli.
Yeah. Come on.
From
Now.
Solo. Come on. Like, look, I almost put my beloved Lulilo Primarch, who I used to call Vat Weirdo. Think that is pushing whether or not it's an outfit, whether his
Yeah.
vat is an outfit, because he appears to be entirely nude, floating upside down in a glass case.
He does.
I mean, he could get up every day and pick a different glass case,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that could be an outfit. But the reason I picked Rodia Ventifoli, the great singer who is performing with Lulilo Primarch
Mm.
on the first light yacht, because it's just a really cool outfit. It does connect to Snoke, because I believe the material is the same.
Mm.
Orapile, is that it?
Yeah. Something like
Maybe
that.
not. Maybe it's a glimmer thing. I can't remember right now. Oh, hey, I have it open. Best-selling recording artist billed as Sean Tuslasars. Red Event Foile is in high demand. Touring makes it rare for her to settle in one place for long. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Yep, corded Orapile dress.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
so I love that. Erodia and Lulilo Primarch are playing with music that I love in the real world of mid-century swing jazz, um, and she's such a Vegas residency
Oh yeah. Yeah.
look and performer. The actual outfit is the shiny gold dress with the big slit up the leg, but it piles down onto the floor. It's got these dark lines. It glitters. She's got a microphone and a some sort of ornamental a multi vocoder booster
Mm.
voice to non-human frequencies, and a weird golden hat that looks like a
Mm-hmm.
Tetris piece fell on her head.
Yeah.
It's really bold, really weird. It's this very kind of Earth Vegas singer dress with a Tetris piece on her head.
Mm.
So it's all really cool, really real world mixed alien. But the reason that I authentically picked it is I think it is an example of what I was talking about. What's cool in the Solo design, we've got lots of grounded, here's a cool bounty hunter, scoundrel look with Val and Beckett and all that. But on the other end of it, you have these pictures of wealth and prosperity, and like Arodia Ventofoli's look is what everybody in the film is scrambling after, to have their money, their status, their cut of the pie. And I think that's a really cool way to show this is what Han dreams of getting to that other side.
Yes. And not only do I really agree with this pick, I was so sure you would have her on your list, I didn't even put it down in my options. And I didn't know. I didn't know what we were going to do here. But this is, first of all, I just want to stop right here and say, we love Solo so much as a film and what it means to us. And does it work for everyone? Nope. But we always have those conversations, and there's room for all those opinions at the table. But one of the things I really would want Solo to be celebrated about going forward, and perhaps it already is in circles, is the production design, the costume design, the choices, how they made this Star Wars world that was also brand new and exciting and different. From hairstyle choices, jacket choices, and this. Just looking, I have the view up, and I know sometimes I'll acknowledge. Sometimes we get asked, "Hey, could you drop the photos on the video version?" When I get my life in order and can have more time to put photos in things, I will do it. I apologize. Just have to look it up. Sorry about that, but it is such a wonderful Star Wars design. It is so cool. It is so good. It so speaks to this space fantasy, this Saturday morning cereal, but because it was this, high kind of luxury look that we didn't spend a lot of time with in the original trilogy. Lando and Bespin might be it, right? Even Leia, the Princess of Alderaan, pretty simple, wonderful classic design. But even when we first meet her, it's a white robe, right? Like, and we have the prequel era different. But I'm talking about just like, especially the original trilogy kid. This is such a wonderful Star Wars look, and it is so unique, while also being so of the world, and it is glamorous, and it speaks to a singer in Star Wars, right? It speaks to the holos, to the entertainment, to the pod racing sports, to the Nunaball. It speaks to the galaxy being built out in a way, and it all boils down to this one shot. I think it's a great look. That weirdo Lilio Primarch could have counted for me as well, and he kind of goes. It's kind of a package deal almost, but I love everything about it. It's gold, it's glittery, it's glamour, and I love it.
Oh, I'm so glad that you were able to come along on this perhaps controversial journey that I think maybe not everyone will be on board with.
Yeah. So we are okay. We are at our number one choice here. All right. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm at my number two. Your number one choice is coming up. So this comes to I can't leave this off the table. And even there's some names on this list. We'll do some runner-ups, some tough choices. I think I could get some pushback, not necessarily from you, maybe. Feel free to push back. But there's something just so normal about the choice I'm about to unveil here, and that's why I like it. It is Han Solo in Solo: A Star Wars Story. Once we join Tobias Beckett and his band. It is his brown jacket. I'll say it, brown. Is brown the most exciting color? No. It's his jacket, it's his shirt, it's his belt, it's his pants, it's his hair. It's Han Solo. And to me, the victory, Joseph, is that's a tall order. Talk about even acting in the role of Han Solo. And you got Harrison around. Talk about coming up with the look, writing dialogue. You're writing Han Solo. And I know, we'll acknowledge, as we always try to do, a lot of people, it didn't work. A lot of people think, it was great. It just wasn't Han Solo. I disagree with that from the bottom of my soul. And I've had barroom arguments with some of those people on why I think they're wrong, but it is subjective. We get that and acknowledge it. This is a subjective choice for me, but it succeeded a little bit like the younger Han, and who knows, maybe that's your number one choice. But the younger Han alongside the White Worm Kira, the Kira one works better for me because the younger Han, I like the look. It's fun. It's youthful. It has a little bit of what I call the Back to the Future 2 vibe. You know what I mean?
It does feel a little bit like, and I stole this almanac here.
Yeah. And I'm just like, what would the future jacket look like? And, and we're like 10 years past that point in our own life. So this one succeeds because I think it is normal. I didn't bat an eye. It's just like, yeah, that would be what young Han would wear. The dude loves jackets, and that carries on to The Force Awakens. It's the thing we love about him. He likes vests, he likes jackets, but they're not flashy. They're not Lando. They're him trying to be a smuggler. I think the brown might be a choice. I think if you handed him another, another color, be like, no, 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 that ain't me. That ain't me. I'm an outlaw. I'm a grittier outlaw. And therefore, as much as I love Alden Ehrenreich's performance, I also want to acknowledge I love the look of Han Solo in Solo, a Star Wars story. My number 2 choice.
Hmm. One of the things that I loved about his main jacket is it was getting close enough to the classic Han look.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's still a little bit unformed, the brown. But more than anything, those black shoulder patches is
Yes.
taking it's taking something that's so classic of
Hmm.
that kind of Han jacket with the blaster finally at the hip at the right place, but sure it was somewhere else in Star Wars. But that idea of it's a jacket, but it's got this colored shoulder patch is a fashion choice
Yeah.
was so introduced to us by that great red
Hmm.
in in Poe's jacket and Finn's
Hmm.
jacket in The Force Awakens. And I love that continuity. That like, let's take that general galactic design of this kind of jacket, but it's got these colored shoulder patches.
Hmm.
It's the black and the brown together, really cool.
Yep. Yeah. And yeah. Look, it's my favorite character, and I just love the design, but I love everything about it. And I like too that this speaks to when we meet up with Han in A New Hope. The fact that he's switched to a vest now seems like a really rebellious fashion choice for him. Like he's like, I was in my remember that year I wore a vest? Didn't work for me. I'm going back to a jacket. I don't know. I got a little too fancy. I don't know. Anyways, love it. That's my number 2. That's my number 2.
That is a very good number 2. One of the other things I love about it is sometimes when I look at that Han Solo, I have the action figure of this one
Mm-hmm.
on my coffee table where I watch television, and sometimes I look down at and suddenly find myself with an overwhelming desire for a chocolate chip cookie because that brown
Yes.
and that black, it's like kind of looks like a cookie and still looks cool.
Yeah. And a
Yeah,
chocolate chip cookie is a standby
amazing.
cookie that it's easy to overlook how great it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And
Well, I've backed myself into a very dumb corner
you have.
with number 1 because I spent some good ones. I'm not going to do this. I was maybe going to go with Han Solo at the end of the movie because I
Mm-hmm.
really love that blue jacket
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that he's wearing at the contest and with a
Mm-hmm.
real low cut shirt. Um, but I can't do that. Uh, I'm going to go with somebody that I was certain you were going to put on your list, and it's less how cool or unique the outfit is, and it's more about the way the man wears it. My number 1 is going to be Orson Krennic. Uh,
This is the choice.
yeah, look, we saw in A New Hope. There's a white Imperial
Mm-hmm.
outfit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that stark all white with the black gloves and the cape, the big white cape. Not only is it just like, well, that's cool, and I want an action figure of that, and yeah. Look, if I had to cosplay something, I'd spill on it quick. But uh, I would be happy to glide around a convention floor with a white cape and that sharp jacket and those black gloves and that posture that it makes you do immediately.
Yeah.
Great outfit.
Yeah.
And then the sense that you get through the entire film and supported by the novel catalyst that this is somebody who's maybe didn't start out even that great in life, and somebody who's aspiring to be taken seriously and aspiring to be the number 1 guy. If he was a guy on earth, he'd just want to be like, yeah, I work at the used car factory, but I'm the best salesman on the floor, and I'm going to wear the sharpest suit to prove I'm the best at selling Toyotas. He's got that desperate, sweaty, I just want to be the best company man and have everybody see that I'm so great. Outfit is cool by himself. He's got power, he's got authority, he is frightening, but there's something about that. The way he wears it is like he's broadcasting. Like, everybody look at my cape and believe that's who I am. Believe that's how much power I have. And
Mm-hmm.
so the outfit's cool, the design's cool, but it's the way Krennic wears it. with the desperation to be seen is the most powerful around. That makes it number one for me.
I think this is a great choice. This probably would have been my choice if you had picked Han a little earlier. Though there's some of the Kira stuff already put out there, would have been a great number one too. It's the pursuit of importance, right? It's the pursuit of status, and in some ways, he already has so much status. But it's the addition of the cape. It's Ben Mendelsohn wears this outfit so well. It is classic. It's an imperial look. But there's something that has always stood out about it. We talk about the Empire having cooler toys and everything, and that runs dangerously close to some real world conversations about who's had cool uniforms in the past. But there's some truth in the toy world. It's everything about it that you said. But yeah, it is the pose he strikes and the power he seeks and the lessons behind it. And if you want to feel important, you could try with a cape, or like Lando, you can own that cape. You can be the cape. There's two different sides of it, and this cape looks sharp, but it always is wonderfully forced for me, and that's why I love Krennic, and why at the time of this recording, Andor season 2 is a ways away. We don't know how much Krennic is going to be in the series. I have a fealing he might only be in the final arc. Who knows? But I'm hoping to see his version. I don't want any kind of, and I can't remember some of the press photos, and they're in the rear view of my brain right now. But I want to see him in this outfit, because I want to see him with Partagaz, with him with Digimero, him with Cyril Karn, or maybe Edie Karn. I don't know, but I want to see him as is, still projecting that, and how what you're talking about we'll pick up on it a lot easier when he's in a room with everyone else who looks the same, and he'll feel different. Maybe
this won't be in Andor season 2, but wouldn't it be funny if he's like, gets in a fight with someone, feels like he's not being respected enough, and then he sees somebody walk by with a cape, and he's like, that's what I need.
I love that idea. Or he goes to house call Cyril Card, and Edie's like, you need a cape. Or he has something that he's trying for power. I can see what you're doing. Have some
yeah. I want Krennic to be the person who crushes the disturbing lovebirds of Dedril and Syrah at the end of the day. We stand here amidst my achievement and my cape.
That's my cape. Anyways, I think it's a great choice. We're talking about this era. The eras cross over in these two movies, so they kind of work as we lead up to New Hope. 5, 7, 10 years out, it all works. So great list, great choice. And so some things we left off here. I really, I did have Admiral Raddus on the list, but I think I love the character more than his uniform, but it's a solid uniform. More love his design than that. I almost put either or both of the Two Tubes brothers, Benthic and Edria. Yeah. Val was on my list as well. Dryden Voss, people might be angry at leaving off. I think it's a classic villain look.
It's a great villain look, but I'm so focused on his face and the amazing acting choices and the amazing choice to, in post-production, put in the veins.
Yeah, and then his Colo clawfish snack. And Tobias Beckett I almost put on as well. I just think it is a great classic westerny kind of vibe of Star Wars, but I didn't. Some close choices for you.
Yeah, Enfys Nest is only because we just talked about her with the armor. Enfys Nest, Quay Toll Site. There's a lot that's pretty great in that outfit. On the Rogue One side, I do like Cassian Andor's main jacket. The winter jacket's fun and good, but his main jacket's pretty damn cool, and with the stripes on the arm and everything connecting to Luke's jacket. And then into the armor debate, I really do like the Imperial landing crew outfit that Jyn steals with the landing rods.
I wrote Jyn in disguise. That was a close call for me too.
Yeah. And then finally, I left him off the armor list, and I left him off this list. But the Shore Trooper's my favorite. I don't know why I'm doing the Shore Trooper dirty like this.
We both are. We both
favorite.
are. Range. Look. Sorry. Continue. Yeah. Sorry.
Range Troopers too. Yeah.
Range Troopers too.
Amazing design.
We'll have to come back and do more armor as well. I agree with that. One that I had on the list, I thought it could have been in your wheelhouse. It's a character. It is a Databank Brawl all-star, and that is Falthina Sherest, the immigration officer, who is more an employee on Corellia than than the Empire, but they obviously work with the Empire. It is one of those great authoritarian designs and a very important little moment in the movie. And I just have an affinity for the character after she appeared in Databank Brawl years ago here on the channel.
Yes, no, she was great in that. The Biker Patrol. Yeah.
All right.
Alden's great delivery of do it.
Do it.
Apparently, my light, if you're watching on the video version, thinks that we should be done talking now because my blue light keeps turning on and off as if to say, like, hey, lunchtime, dude.
Lunchtime. Well, we'll wrap up on that. This is our list. What is yours? Please leave a comment down below. Have fun. If you're going to debate with us, we only ask that you have fun. This is our choice. There's so much to choose from, and we made some tough calls. It's Star Wars. Have fun. But please, we do want to hear what you want to say. And if you're Molly Damon and you're typing some fashion advice to us to slops right here, understood. Type away. We will be back for more. Each episode of Star Wars Ranked seems to inspire another episode. So we'll get to another episode very soon. That is our list, 10 to 1. You can find us on social media at ForceCenter Pod. We have an Instagram page as well. Blue Skies, wherever we're having a lot of fun. Facebook page. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification bell, hang out with us. Monday morning, I did do a for vertical live ForceCenter, and some people with some great options in there when we were talking about this. So thank you for that. And you can find our podcast anywhere. Just search and find us. Merch available at TeePublic or Fourth Wall. You can check out the links down below here on YouTube or support us on Patreon at patreon.com/ForceCenter. Follow me at Ken Napzok or go to my website, kennapzok.com for more. My shop is still open. If you're looking for some Star Wars memorabilia, I do have some things there available for purchase, as they'd say on Delta Airlines. Joseph, where can they find and follow you?
Yeah, you can check out my website, josephscrimshaw.com, for updates on all the stuff that I got going with my film. You can also sign up for my blog, Finish Your Monsters. I post a blog every week talking about my creative adventures. I try to set a goal for myself every week and see if I make it. Spoiler, sometimes I don't. And then I have to examine why. You can also follow me in particular on Blue Sky and trying to get back up on Mastodon as well. So that's it for me.
There you go. That is it. We'll see you next time. Star Wars has been ranked.